my teacher, bro. This nigga got a whole box, bro. You got a whole box for what? Like, gee. Like, gee, you slimy, G. G, you slimy, G. Like, G, wild. G, wild, for real. What going on, bro? But yeah, we done hit 8K. We done hit 8K. Hopefully we hit that 10K by September. Hopefully. Post it in the cut. Where the don't go. Where the post it in the where the people. What's going on, bro? Post it in the where the don't go. He is. I'm just not going to class right now.
Oh, okay.
Hey, how you doing? Hold on, let me show you the drip. I want to go to the vending machine. I'm good. A little tired. But you know, it is what it is. I stayed up till like, bruh. So I went to sleep, then I woke up at 1. I stayed up till like 5. I ain't know if you was asleep or not. I ain't want to blow your phone up. So I just stayed. Bro, class really need to come on. What is it right here? I really don't want to go to class. But I ain't know if you was asleep or not. Relax. But my class started at 1 o'clock. Bro, I'm supposed to be in class, but I'm almost done with the work, so I just feel like ain't no point in going. Ain't no point in like stepping into class if I'm almost done with the work. Hopefully. Go to class. Man, my class done started till 1 o'clock, man. I'm just not finna be sitting to class early now. I want to stop at the vending machine. Oh yeah, and get what? We just hit 8.2K, man. 8.2K. We just hit 8.2K. In a minute, I'm finna drop out. I'm just finna say fucking and just drop out. I'm gonna let the YouTube money hit me. Do I need to go to class for real? I know I got to, but do I need to? Man, I don't want to go to class. Shit ass. I ain't got no friends in that class, bro. None. At all. I don't care. It's crazy. Bro, class just boring, bro. Whole time. I don't care. I'm dropping out. I'm finna go home. My class finna start in 3 minutes. Let me get right. me get right. Let me go to class. Bro, I really don't want to go. Why you making me go to class? Making me go to class is insane. Hey, turn up. Man, I don't want to go to class, man. I just wanna live my life. You know, be on YouTube, man. I don't want to go to class. Well, this is college. I ain't got to go to class if I ain't want to. Get educated. What I need to get educated for? Got to be a student. Do I have to be a student, though? Do I have to be a student? Like, what if I don't want to be a student? Don't waste. You want that degree, then.
You doing?
I'm good. How about you?
All right, doing well. I'll be right back down, all right?
All right. I ain't gonna see me. Now I gotta go to class.
How you doing?
Hold on, let me tap into my teacher right quick. Let me tap into my recording arts teacher. Oh, he banging in it, baby. Show the classroom. All right, that's it, man. Clicking up on peanut meter, getting up 41. Think this in first place shooter. I hope they can't switch. Trying to crash out like rap. This letting know if I had to. Got 2 teams. I'm snatching chains and burning tattoos. It's off. Lost too many soldiers not to play it safe. If he walk around with that stick, it ain't Andre DK. They won't drop the location. I still got PTSD. Mother the big 3. It's just I still got PTSD. Mother the big 3. It's just big me. Mother the big 3. It's just big me. Mother the big 3. It's just big me. Alright. Let me head to class now. Hey, they let you smoke in the room? Not in this room, man. Not in this room. They'll let me smoke in any other room. Keep for being a good student. Actually.
All right. I thought of something, Mr. A good metaphor for triumph. We have a stack of school books, different subjects on them. A student may be exhausted and passed out, sleep on top of them, like a paper or grade, and it, like a test or something, and it has an A on it. See, okay. Like that. Yeah. That big, okay. So yeah. see a little. You don't do that, but you kind of get the idea.
When I tell him that, he can now draw it.
Right. Yeah. Okay. All right. Excellent. All right, folks. So hopefully you guys are doing well today. It's Wednesday. We are almost through the week, and I'm glad to see each and every one of you here. Today we're going to finish what we were doing on Monday, and we're going to spend a little time looking at that assignment, a little more time looking at the assignment, more examples. I want to make sure that everybody has as much information and support as I can provide regarding how to do this assignment. A student who will remain nameless
I ain't got to ask. I can just walk out. It's a intro to design and media.
Oh, really?
Yes, ma'am.
Y'all jamming.
No, this is a recorded artist. Yeah. Huh? I don't even know yet. Who, me? If you trying to be a producer, but me, I'm like I like writing. So.
Oh, you like right?
Yeah.
I like right too.
Maybe we should get in contact.
What you write? Songs or like rap songs? Like.
I write all type of songs.
Oh, really?
Yeah, hip hop, R&B,
Yeah,
pop,
let's get you. Cause my little sister, she need help writing.
and I'm a YouTuber. I'm live streaming right now.
All right, what's your
770-480-2632. 2632.
Okay, what's your name?
KNG.
KNG?
Yeah.
Alright.
Alright, that's a bet.
You charge for your writing? Okay.
Yo, I should have put y'all on mute. Don't be calling me or texting me now. Somebody said, let's go. He walked out of class to flirt. Hold up. Bro said, bet. Left my ass. Bro, go back to class. Wow. Got up through. Bro just there for the financial aid. Whole time, I ain't even got financial aid. I'm paying out of pocket. He walked out the class to flirt. I didn't flirt, bro. Oh, you good, go ahead. I didn't flirt. She talked to me. Spit that game, bro. Giving out the digits. Off back, let's go. Win. Whooping coming your way. I swear to you, all hands down. How you ask a girl out, bro? Bro, just ask her. Just be like, oh. Hey, shawty, you wanna come out with me? Type shit. That's it. That wasn't even my fault. And I ain't wildin'. Shit, I ain't did nothing. I'm 19. Hold up. Shorty been out. Text me. Alright, let's head back to class. I'm 19. What's going on, Smiley? Do you remember? Of course I remember you. I want to go to the vending machine, grab some snatch right quick. But I know Mira won't let me. She gonna be like, oh, you need to go back to class. You need to go back to class. I'm 19. I'm finna be 20 in September. But I don't want to go to class. Eating her chocolate. You'll always remember me. Listen, I got your bag. That's not my fault. Don't. I ain't did nothing. No, wait, my birthday. Oh, that's a bet. I hope they didn't hear me spitting game. Hope they did.
So you can take a look at some of the things the students were doing, right and wrong, and so you'll kind of bear that in mind when you do your assignment. So you'll know not to, do some of the things that they didn't do correctly, and to kind of focus on doing some of the things that they do correctly. Let me grab these.
You can rack that hella sub in there. I won't put you on. Tight shit. Appreciate it.
Well, it's the recording arts class. It sounds like they're getting jiggy with it, as you young people say today.
No, we don't.
You don't say that?
We don't say good
Yeah.
shit.
What?
No, we say turn up.
Oh,
You turned up, okay. Yeah. Is it still lit?
No, I mean, yes,
Still lit?
I don't know.
yeah.
Yeah. Or is it on, are we on Fleek on?
Nah.
I'm
Not
not,
on Fleek?
We haven't
I'm
been
not
on
sure
Fleek for a
anymore.
while.
Oh, yeah, you haven't been on Fleek for a while.
I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
Okay, all right. My mission in life is to learn all the young people's slang. 'Cause I had young people slang when I was a kid, right? Mr. A, you had young people slang when you were a kid, right? And of course, it was just creepy when your parents would use those words, right? Don't use that word, Dad, you're not using it right. But my goal is to make all the young people's language of today, making the older people say it, so the young people don't want to say it anymore. So they have to constantly make up new words. Like they can run, but you can't hide. You got to constantly make up new words.
So you got to basically like, torture kids.
Yes, exactly. Why do you think I'm a teacher?
Watch it.
Yeah.
You be like, pull up to KNG.
So I'm gonna find it, like I said, the PowerPoint presentations are, you have like a link that shows you where all of them are for the semester, but that's not as convenient as it should be. So what I do, I thought I did this, maybe I did it for the other class, is give you the links just to the PowerPoints you need for this module in the module. So this, we're talking about module 2. That's art criticism. How that link.
15. I'm not in high school. Hold up. Let me get y'all right. Let me go ahead.
You guys, I don't know if you guys watched the Democratic National Convention.
Oh, yeah, I watched it.
Part of it, but did you see when they did the roll call? That's when every state announces, hey, we're giving our votes to whoever the candidate happened to be that party.
Yes.
Did you see Georgia?
Yes.
Oh man, that was cool, wasn't it?
Yes.
They had Lil Jon. We were the only state to do that.
Mhm.
We got an actual, well, I consider him still popular artist to kind of rap and say that he's coming down and they submit the votes for the state of Georgia. I thought that was pretty cool.
That's
Like
good.
Yeah, I got kind of scared because I knew California was going last.
Yeah.
And I was afraid they'd pull out like Kendrick or Snoop or somebody like that, and then that would outdo us, right?
Or
And Lil Jon was the
KNG.
hype,
Shit,
Lil
they
Kid,
put out some
right?
KNG.
So,
I ain't gonna lie
Well, I
to you.
mean, they technically did do that.
Gavin Newsom, the governor, was there, but you know,
I'll be your
fun,
girlfriend.
right?
KNG too famous. Bro, pay attention to class.
Also, I thought New York was gonna do something big, like Jay-Z or Alicia Keys or somebody like that. We have a lot of people they could pick.
Yeah, but I guess they just stuck with the only song that's successful.
Yeah.
Hey, Glenn.
Yeah.
Yo, who did we vote for? Do we
Well,
know?
what it is that the Democratic National Convention, it's where, like, you have the Republican and the Democratic, two parties together on convention. And essentially, it's where you have delegates for each state that say, hey, all of the Democrats in Georgia, we're saying we approve of this place, Kamala Harris being the Democratic nominee. Okay, that's basically what they're saying, but they have to do it in the form of, we're gonna give you, I don't know, 788 votes, or 788 delegates go to the particular nominee.
Okay.
Right, so that's what that's all about. It's interesting because I always tell people, regardless of, what your political affiliation is, it's important to know this stuff, because these people are making the rules that we all live by. It's not just the president. President's important, but really what's very immediately important are your local judges, your local sheriff, because those are the people who are enforcing laws, your senators and representatives in the state of Georgia who are making laws that impact you most immediately. And anything else, federal level is important too, but that state level is something people don't think about. They just say, oh, I gotta vote for the president, that's important. But you know, there are some people would say as important, if not more important. You know, your governor or your congressman can do you a lot more good or damage, like in the present day, the federal president. It has to kind of trickle down to you on the state level. See what I'm saying? It's like if you live with your parents versus say your grandparents live separately, your great grandparents. Yeah, they can make some rules, but if you live under your parents' roof, they're the ones that impact you most immediately, right? So it's kind of like that.
Our governor is still the black guy? I forgot his name.
You're he's thinking the senator. The senator is Warnock and Ossoff. The governor is Kim.
Kemp.
Yeah.
We're going on.
So you know, it's important to plug in on that kind of stuff.
It was good to see Obama again.
Oh yeah. He did a good job.
I didn't do too much.
But then his wife, Michelle, holy cow, she blew up the spot.
What they doing every day? Is there something going on every day?
No, it was last night.
Last night.
I think you should be able to catch it.
Okay.
Yeah, it was, you know,
Even Brock, like, called out on
you know.
I said even Brock called out on this.
Oh yeah.
What?
He should have. I wouldn't say he should have gone first,
Yeah.
but still, she would have still outdone. Even if he'd gone first. All you can say, well, hey, I was the president. That's the only thing he had on her. He was actually the president.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting times we live in. So here are our two links here. You can click on these to get to the PowerPoint. So we're going to kind of just skip through these. This first one is an overview of all the principles and elements of design that we're supposed to be learning here. Okay, some of them I think will probably be very intuitive and it'll get it like that. Others, it's going to take a little time, like harmony and unity. It's going to take a little time, especially when we go through those particular principles, those particular modules. Now, one thing I do want to say, I think I said this to somebody Monday, is that you have to fill out a principles and elements of design chart and add it to your PowerPoint presentation for every assignment. Now, some of those principles and elements that we haven't covered in detail, like unity and harmony and rhythm, visual rhythm, they may be a little tricky, but like I said, at this point, they may be a little tricky. But go back to this PowerPoint, right? I'm sure another place you can go to as well, to review what the definition is, okay? In the first few weeks, the entire semester, I really focus on, okay, what are they telling me in the P&E chart, right? By the way, this should make some of you guys relax. The art assignment, they're not so much about, oh, did I make a pretty picture? Does Mr. Thomas like my picture? I don't even know what that means anymore. What my focus is okay, are they presenting, are they utilizing the principles and elements of design that they're supposed to show in that particular assignment in the instructions? Are they using the correct style? Like, for example, if you're supposed to use a pop art style, and instead you decide you want to use an abstract expressionism style, that's clearly not correct, right? But that doesn't have to do with specifically what did you draw as far as, well, do you like it or not like it? So the focus is to make sure that you're utilizing the principles and elements of design, and you're following the instructions that are listed. But also in that P&E chart, are you telling me, you're not giving me the definition of each principle and element. You're not just telling me point, shape, form, oh, it's in there. You're not just telling me it's there, I can see that. You're not just describing to me what I can see with my own eyes, but you are telling me how you use point in your artwork.
Excuse me?
Yes.
for our final like assignment, does that have to be made in Photoshop, or can I just draw it?
None of this has to be made in Photoshop if you don't want it to be.
Okay.
Okay? Every assignment you can draw, color by hand, that's perfectly fine, but you're gonna have to get it into the computer in some way, whether it's taking a picture with your phone,
Got it.
scanning it in,
Got it.
something like that. Yes, ma'am?
What's the theme? Like, can you show us an example of the theme?
Yes, we're gonna go over assignment 1 again, but just to let you know, for this first assignment, the theme is triumph. You're gonna give me a visual metaphor for triumph. Okay, I think I said earlier, I kind of gave you a low-hanging fruit example. You got a person who is, well, here's one. A person who is a runner who's crossing the finish line ahead of a whole bunch of other runners, and of course, they winning the race. That's not very high-level thinking. You know, that's pretty, you know, you ask a second grader and they could do something like that.
Like
So,
a message almost.
was that?
So it's like a message almost?
It's the message. The theme or the theme is the message.
Okay.
Okay? I want to encourage you guys to go for something a little more nuanced or a little more complex or subtle than low-hanging fruit. Having a person crossing the finish line or winning a race and saying that's triumph, that's pretty,
Basic.
was that?
Basic.
Basic, yeah, basic or kind of simple or kind of literal. I mean, what I really want you guys to do is to really push yourselves and say, okay, what are some visual representations, even if it's not like a literal picture of something that somebody's actually doing, right, of triumph, that will be clear to a person who is not you. One of the tricky things that people kind of get into is they'll create a painting or a drawing and it uses images, it uses symbols, maybe that has meaning only to them, right? And that's not saying that that's not legitimate or it's not good, but in this particular case, we want to communicate to the outside world. So if I were to draw something that communicated triumph and I drew an elephant, right? Okay, I don't see the connection between elephant and triumph. And then I say, oh, well, you talk to me. I said, well, when I was a little kid, I went to the circus and an elephant got away and my dad was able to jump in and help the people corral the elephant and get it back in the pen at the circus. Triumph. Like, well, yeah, that's nice, but I look at the picture and I don't get that story. You know, so all I see is an elephant. You know, and I can't go into your head, right, and get all of that backstory. Okay? So the whole point is being able to communicate something with images. This is kind of what metaphors are, or symbols are. With images that are, I don't like using the word universal, but that's what I guess I gotta use. That are universal enough so that somebody who is not you has at least a really good chance of saying, okay, I'm looking at this image, this metaphor for triumph, I'm looking at whatever you decided to draw, and yeah, okay, I'm seeing triumph as the theme for this, all right? So try to, in a certain way, try to look through somebody else's eyes other than just your own, okay? We're artists, we always have to do that, okay? Okay. So anyway, principles and elements of design, that's what we're kind of reviewing here. And basically this first one basically says that what makes great art, art that sells for a lot of money, not that great art sells for a lot of money necessarily, or that a lot of money paid for something means that it's great art, but essentially artists are recognized as great artists based on their understanding and utilization, that means use, of the principles and elements of design. They don't use these principles and elements of design in a super basic way. They use it in a nuanced and insightful way. Okay? So that's what your goal should be. Okay? All right? Zhao Wuki, this is an artist who actually does landscapes. In his studio is a painter. And so basically, this PowerPoint will give you an overview of the 8 elements and the 7 principles of design that you should know as you create any kind of art. When I say design, once again, I mean art, right? And what you learn in this PowerPoint in the class is going to be very important to your success in your chosen career path, right? Now, the one thing that you're going to have to do a lot of, y'all, is practice, 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 right? You can't just look at it and say, okay, line or unity. Okay, I understand the principle of the element. I got it. I'll just do it one time. And,
He just said it's a
perfect.
metaphor.
No, you're going to have to sketch after sketch, after painting, after painting, after sculpture, after sculpture. It comes in time and with practice. Just like anything else. Just like playing an instrument. You don't pick up a trumpet or jump on the keyboard and you're playing, you know, perfectly the first time you try. You have to practice and you get better over time. All right? Okay, all this we covered. Okay, so like I said, there are three steps to this whole art thing that you should be focusing on. Number one, knowing the definitions of each of the principles and elements of design. So you know what they are, you know what they mean. Number two, being able to identify the principles and elements of design at work in other people's artwork. That's step two. Step three is you being able to use these principles and elements of design in insightful ways in your own work, right? So those are the three steps. You guys get that? Usually it starts with understanding the definition, okay? Then we say, hey, I know what jazz is. You say, give you definition of what jazz music is. Then I'm listening to Wynton Marsalis. I'm like, hey, I listen to a whole lot of music, and I can pick out the jazz music versus the rock and roll versus the symphonic versus the country and western, okay? And then, hey, I'm a musician, say I learn an instrument, and I know how jazz typically uses the principles and elements of design as it's applied to music. And I use principles and elements of design in a similar way in my music, and suddenly I'm playing jazz. Does that make sense? All right. I'll try to use a lot of metaphors, except for the music, especially the musical ones, because I know we have some recording arts people in here, right?
Right.
All right. Good. All right. Because remember, like I said in the first day, there's only one art in the world, there's only one art form in the world. She just wears different faces. Okay? So whether it's recording arts, photography, graphic design, film, sculpture, dance, culinary arts, we're all doing the same thing, trying to communicate ideas and emotions. Our instruments or the tools with which we communicate, they're just different. But we're all doing the same thing. All right? And so the principles and elements of design are consistent within all of the arts. You may have to interpret them a little differently, depending upon your specific art form, but the concept is still there. All right. All right. So, yeah, this is Zhao Wuqi's print called Triptych. That sold for $22.6 million in 2019. Right? Like I said before, a lot of what we're learning here is how to communicate, because art is a form of communication. You're communicating feelings, and you're communicating ideas, right? And you'll realize, just like you have words, like prepositions, subjects, predicates, nouns, verbs, pronouns, adjectives, that you string together in a particular order to help you communicate an idea. There are also visual elements that you use, like words, that you string together to communicate a visual idea, okay? And believe it or not, you know a lot of these already, because you were born looking at them on TV and in film and in paintings and drawings and stuff like that. Maybe you didn't know what to call it. You didn't know how or why it worked, right? You might have not known how to do it yourself, right? But your training is where that changes, where you're learning how or why it works, and then how you can use those tools of communication to express your own feelings and ideas. All right. Visual grammar is extremely important in all of our arts, except for maybe recording arts. But the definition of visual grammar is a reasonable writing a grammar of visual language is, the reason for writing a grammar of visual language is the same as for any language. To define its basic elements, describe its patterns and processes, and to understand the relationship between the individual elements, individual words, and the system, the whole sentence, the whole paragraph, the whole book, all right? Visual language has no formal syntax or semantics, kind of sort of, it does and it doesn't. But the visual objects themselves can be classified. That was a guy named Christian Laborde who said that in a book called Visual Grammar. Okay? One thing that, and I said this last time, you're gonna find is that, and this is why I hesitated to do.
Man, I ain't even did nothing. What? What, bro? She talking to me. I'm just. I ain't even did nothing. She literally chatting to me, man. I'm just relaxing.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How about y'all?
I'm good.
Y'all be good.
Alright.
Oh, you exercise
Like-
today?
Who that is? But like I was saying, man, I ain't even did nothing. I was. What is screen? What is ain't? Oh, I just said I ain't even did nothing. Like ain't basically saying like I ain't even do nothing. I'm just chilling. She. Facts. I don't even know this girl. Man. I got no response. Type shit. Man, if I knew you were gonna act like this, man, I should have just went and got a girl. I ain't gonna lie to you. What's going on? I ain't even did nothing. I'm just sitting, relaxing. You feel me? She talking to me. She like, oh, I want to be your girlfriend. All this. I ain't even. I'm just vibing out. I'm just vibing out the whole time. But, you know, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. What's going on? I thought we was a screen. We is a team, you feel me? We is a team. You feel me? We a little team. You feel me? You know, it's a package. Y'all wouldn't lie to me, right? Bro, ask anybody in the chat, bro. I was straight ignoring Shorty. Like, they not finna lie to you.
This poor person, you know.
Look what bro said. Admir, he wasn't doing anything though. He was just chilling and ignoring. I'm telling you, bro, I wouldn't lie to you, bro. I wouldn't lie. Like, come on, now. I'm literally just chilling, bro. If you scroll up, hold up. Let me show you, bro. If you scroll up, boy, stop playing at me. Hold up. Scroll up some more. Like, we really got receipts on this jump. If you scroll up, bro, you gonna see. I'll be your girlfriend at KNG2 Famous. Like, ain't. You don't know her? Is she doing all that? Like, bro, I'm just chilling. I'm just chilling. Oh, and guess what? I got that stand coming today. I can't see all the receipts. Bro, we a team, bro. Bro, you in the school doing. Look. Ain't even did nothing. She trying to get with me. She literally trying to get with me. I'm just vibing. We better be. I've been solid with you. That's not school. That's college. Yeah, this college. But look, I told you, I'm chilling, man. You know, we still looking for a third girl to demolish worlds with. Come on now, we a team, twin. We a team. Boy, you doing too much. Look. Facts. Look at the chat. I'm telling you, I ain't did nothing. Come on now. See this? This is why you can't be a loyal black man in today, man. Can't do it, man. You get accused. You feel me? I ain't even did nothing. Bruh, show the hallway. Alright, I got you. I'm gonna show you. But right now, hold up. See, this the hallway. We got. See, we in straight college work. Then my class all the way down there. But like I was saying, you want to talk about being accused of something? Don't go there. Come on now. So this what we doing? Bet.
So you normally take that abstract idea of what a point is, and we just draw a circle, right, of different sizes. Usually when we say point, we mean a small circle, right? If it's a circle like a shape, it's a larger circle, right? So out of all of the principles and elements of design, probably point is the most abstract, right? So it doesn't really exist in a real way that you can experience in the real world, in other words. Okay. Points, lines, surfaces, and volumes, although those are all really considered abstract, because even though a point is impossibly small, because lines are based on points, those are equally abstract. So if you have, an imaginary person who builds an imaginary house, you can't say the house is real, but the person is imaginary, because the imaginary person built the imaginary house. They're both equally imaginary, right? So that's kind of like an analogy for what's going on here with these abstract objects. So I don't want to get too deep into, I don't want to call it philosophy, but I don't want to get too deep into abstract in this sense, because then it's really hard to focus on what we're doing, working with real points and shapes and lines and surfaces and things like that. Okay. Definitely want to read all of this. If you talk about concrete objects and structures and relationships, that's a little lot easier. Okay. Okay. Here are some activities, and maybe you'll recognize some of these activities as principles from that principles and elements of design sheet, like repetition, okay, or movement, okay. Repetition is anytime. Repetition isn't just me saying the same thing over again. Repetition isn't just me saying the same thing over again. Repetition isn't just me saying the same thing over again. Repetition is also, say if I had square, 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 that's repetition as well, okay? If I go square, 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 circle, 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 space, square, 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 circle, 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 space, what I have then is I have a rhythm between the squares and the circles. Square, 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 circle, 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 that's a rhythm. Why is it a rhythm? Because I get a space after it, and then I repeat it. Square, 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 circle, 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 space. Square, 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 circle, circle, circle with the space is a rhythm. Now, a pattern is square, 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 circle, circle, circle by itself. By itself. When I take just the squares and the circles with no space with it, I've got a pattern. Add the space to it, I've got a rhythm. All right? So actually that defines, that was like at least two of your principles and elements of design right there. Rhythm and pattern, okay? And also, well, repetition, all right? Okay. So these are activities, so definitions of some activities, okay? Okay. Here are my lovely principles and elements that you're going to deal with in your chart. And it presents it a little differently here because of the fact that it puts color and value together. And yeah, color and value, or hue and value, yeah, you often see those two as a couple, but in our chart, they're treated as separate. We talked about what color is. We really should call it hue, H-U-E, right? Because a color is a hue, like blue, red, green, a basic hue, mixed with a value. Value is the same thing as a tone. A tone is black, white, or shade of gray. So if I take the hue red and I add the tone light gray to it, I get the tint pink. Give you a color. Right? We talked about that before. By the way, just to remind you, is black, white, or shade of gray, are those colors? No, those are tones. Those are tones or values. Another way to say value is brightness. How bright is something? Is it like pitch black dark? Is it kind of light gray? Or is it stark white? That has nothing to do with any kind of hue. It's just a degree of brightness. Okay? The difference between the design principles and design elements is this. I'm gonna pretend like I'm your robot. Show me how to draw a square. Tell me what you do to draw a square.
Go down the line,
Which way?
down.
Right. Up. Left.
Okay, so that's a square, right? And it is an element, okay? An element is something that you can use a utensil, whether it's a marker, a crayon, a pencil, a brush, a mouse on a computer. You can literally draw a shape, a point, a line. You can create a color or a value with a utensil. Those are elements. They're very literal. You talked about rhythm. Can you draw a rhythm? No, not really. I can draw these elements, right, that create a rhythm, but that's my space, by the way. Space. But I can't, this is visual rhythm. Circle, 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 square, 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 space. Circle, 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 square, 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 space. That's a rhythm, but I haven't drawn a rhythm, which is a principle. I have drawn circles and squares, which are elements in a particular way that they show a principle, the specific principle, rhythm. Make sense? Okay? So principles you cannot literally draw with a utensil, with a pencil, pen, marker, whatever. Elements you can. And it's how you organize and draw these elements, that's when I start to see the principles. How you organize these elements, that's when principles are seen. Make sense? All right? That's what all this says. And here are your elements as they're listed on the P&E chart. By the way, we often call a P&E chart, we often call the principles and elements of design chart, the P and E chart. So if I ever use that in your notes when I give you insight on your work or just in terminology, please know that I'm talking about the principles and elements of design. So point, line, shape, okay? Actually, point, line, shape, form, and possibly texture, they all kind of grow, they kind of evolve. We start with nothing, right? You can say we start with space, and then God said, let there be points. And then a whole bunch of points got together and went in the same direction and made a line. And then lines, 3 or more lines, ended where it began, and I get a shape, okay? Then I'm going to jump down to form, and then now I can, form is basically all of those elements that I'm using before, but in this case, I'm creating something that looks like a 3D pyramid with the addition of value, okay? So it's like line, shape, form, that value, it's not like all value is associated with form. I can have value like this. That's value. Don't look at the fact that it's red. Look at how dark it is, okay? That's value, and it has nothing to do with form, okay? I can make form and like this. These are just lines and shapes and a shape, right? But we kind of get the idea that this is like a glass sitting on a table, right? A 3-dimensional cylinder sitting on a table, okay? So you can see I've created form, something that looks like exists in the 3-dimensional world, right? Without using tone, all right? Or without using value, okay? So know that when I can use value to create form, but I don't have to, okay? I don't have to. So it's not so much that form comes from value like line comes from point. No, that's not how that relationship really exists, okay? And then texture is really value, right? But it's value that implies some sort of surface in the real world. Okay, so if I were to do this, and if I have some hashing here, that's texture. Or if I were to say, that's a liquid.
So that's what.
Yeah. Okay, I can make texture with hashing or cross hashing like that, right? But you can see that all these are what? What are these? What is this texture? How did I make this texture? What did I draw to make texture? Just drew lines.
Yeah.
I just drew lines, which is up here. Okay? You can probably create texture. Yeah, you can definitely create texture with shapes too. All right? So the idea is that some of these are kind of related to others, like I can use lines or shapes to create texture or even points to create texture, but it's a certain type of way that I'm creating these points, usually all gathered together and confined to a particular surface that shows that resembles a texture. Make sense? Okay. So you can kind of see, I don't want to flip anybody's brain inside out or anything, but you can kind of see unity within all of these, right? How one grows from the other. You know what I mean? It's like a gosh, this is crazy. A sock you can continually flip inside out. You know what I mean? And you can flip it inside out 5 or 6 different times, and you'll see a different side every time you flip it. You know what I mean? That's something that goes beyond like a 3-dimensional concept, by the way. But you kind of understand what I mean about the unity just within these, right? Okay. So when you think about it, because of the fact that form is an arrangement of line, and line comes from point, texture is an arrangement of line or shape, and that comes from point. Line and shape come from point. Value is lightness or darkness. That's the only one I can't say directly comes from point. Because if I have a flashlight, I can illustrate tone on this wall. You can see that, right? It's kind of a lighter. It's like the wall is lighter here than it is down there. So that's a different tone, but that has nothing to do with like a literal point. So that's the only one that may not be as directly related to point like the other ones are. And space is what? The absence of all of these. You see what I'm saying? So you see how, gosh, once again, I don't want to go too abstract, but if somebody says none of these exist except for point in space, because almost everything grows from point, and the only thing you have other than point is nothing or space. That would almost make sense, wouldn't it?
A background?
Was it out?
Like a background?
Right, well, background, just because something is a background doesn't mean that it's empty. You could have a background that's, like say, like, take a picture of me now. I'm foreground positive space, this is background negative space. The background is not empty, there's lots of stuff going on there. But yeah, if you mean background is in like a blank, there's nothing there at all, yeah, that would be space. So if you think about it, everything is either some form of point or some form of space. You think about it. Yeah, crazy, yeah. All right. I promised I would do that. So let's keep it moving. So those are my list of my elements of design. I want to show you where you can find this outside of this PowerPoint, but I do want to say most people don't, other than maybe space, maybe, and form, and maybe value. Some people don't have a problem understanding the elements of design, but if you do, you can go to slide number 32 in this PowerPoint, and it'll give you a definition of each one of the elements of design. So once again, when you fill out your P&E chart in your PowerPoint presentation, I don't want you to just copy what the definition of line is and put it in your P&E chart. I know the definition of line. I want you to tell me how you use line in your artwork. Like I said, focus on none of the chart, none of the blanks, none of the slots in the P&E chart should be left empty. Some people say there is no texture. Yes, there is. You probably just don't remember the definition of what texture is. So instead of looking it up, you just say it's not there. You know what I mean? It's almost like if I said to my supervisor, I had no students today, because I don't know what a student is. Room full of people, but I didn't consider interview students because I don't know what a student is. Would that get me off and let me go home early for the day?
Nah.
With a paycheck? I mean, they'll probably send me home, but not with a paycheck, right? Yeah, that's
I kind of want to see how are we supposed to write the answers to line and shape?
Sure.
How to,
Well, we'll show you some examples. But as far as it being one right answer, there is no one right answer. Because remember, line is going to be based on your artwork,
yeah.
right? But we will see some examples.
Because I could definitely be like, oh, there's texture on this basketball. I use it with lines or something like that. Is that an acceptable answer?
Okay. You say, yeah, I use lines to create texture on the basketball. Tell us about what kind of lines. Are they horizontal lines, vertical lines? Are they diagonal lines? are they organic lines, are they geometric lines? Always, like I said, always default to your keywords associated with that particular element, right? So with line, they can be horizontal, vertical, diagonal, they can be organic, or they can be geometric. Geometric is the horizontal, vertical, diagonal. Organic would be like a curvy line, right? So yeah, you would say something like that. And then after you describe what part of your artwork used line in what particular way, you got to tell us what? Why?
Why?
It's not enough to just tell us, yes, I use organic or curvy lines in the texture of the skin of the basketball. I mean, well, why? Was that just an arbitrary choice, which it should never be, or do you have some kind of intent or reason for doing that? All right? So you want to add that to yes.
What I'm not really getting is form
Okay.
and value. Like,
Form and well, I think we have form, and you may see it referred to as volume in other places, but the chart uses form. And form is kind of like what I did there. We start off with, I'll do it again. We start off with a shape. Now, is this one-dimensional, two-dimensional, or three-dimensional?
Two-dimensional.
Two-dimensional. It has height and it has width, okay? That's not form, but if I do something like this, I'm gonna add tone, or value rather. I'm gonna add value. Maybe you can say value or texture.
So what makes it value? Because it's color?
Just how dark it is. Now remember, value, I know you say, well, you're making it a red ball. And yeah, it is red, but note that color red is, this red color that I'm drawing on here, it's a hue mixed with white. If this were a black and white image that I'm drawing, okay? Now, I have, if I did it right, what you can consider a form or volume, because now it kind of looks like it's in 3 dimensions, like it's not flat, it has curvature, right? So it's a sphere instead of a circle, and if that doesn't look enough like a circle, I'm going to give you some other visual cues, okay? Like I'm going to put it on a rectangular surface, right? And it's at an angle.
That's a
and I'm going to
parallel.
put a drop shadow. Bang, like that,
Okay.
okay? And I'm going to color in this drop shadow. On the surface of the table. There are ways that I could make this a gradient so it's not the same shade all over, so it's like a hole. But now, instead of being just a circle, now it looks more like a sphere, right? It has 3 dimensions instead of the flat 2 dimensions. Now it's a form instead of just a shape. Make sense?
Yeah.
Good question. Good question. Right?
And value is in that?
Yes, yeah, you can say values in that. If you look at the shading that I did with the marker as value, I darkened the ball in a certain place, but left it white in another place. That represents, that white part represented where the light, let's say overhead light, directly hits the ball. That's called a specular highlight. And then the rest of the darker part of the ball is where the light falls off. So it's not as bright on the other sides of the say bowling ball, right? Because of light fall off. But the reason why it looks like a 3-dimensional form is because of the fact that that's the way that light behaves with real 3-dimensional objects in the real world. Okay, so I can simulate that using, yeah, you can say, you could call it value, you could call it, I would call it value as opposed to texture. Yeah, that would be it. So. All right.
She has a question.
Yes.
color, like, when you say color, like, are we defining the mood?
Well, yeah,
Well, you just gotta say it and then define why'd you use that color.
I
If it's
use-
because of mood, then
yeah, you said it yesterday. You said, yeah, not yesterday, Monday. Lady with the blue dress, remember? And then you said, okay, the color of the, I use color in the dress, blue dress. And again, why did you use it? Because I wanted, the theme is tranquility or peace. And blue is associated, that color is associated with tranquility or peace.
Okay.
All right? All right. You go. All right. So here's the elements. And here's just basically a more explicit definition. So 33 is a really good slide too. Slide 33, the principles and elements of design PowerPoint. If you want like a real definition, like dictionary definition. All right. We're going to get into a more scientific exploration of color a little later down the road in a couple of chapters. One of my favorite chapters that talks about color. A lot of people, when they think about art, that's the first thing they think of is color. We're going to talk about how color is created, or really, to be honest with you, how color is perceived. Okay, because some people would say color is an illusion, meaning that it's kind of like, well, first of all, if there's no light, there's no color. So if I turn off all the light and shut the shades, everything would technically be the same color, which would be no color, right? Because in order to have color, you have to have light bounce off something like his red shirt and then bounce towards my eye. But the light that hits it, it's a mixture of, you've heard of Roy G. Biv in your high school and junior high school, I mean, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. I think they took violet out recently. But, I think they took indigo out. But the idea is white light is made up of those hues, right? And so the idea is when white light, which is a mixture of Roy G. Biv, hits his shirt, what's going in his shirt, because of the dyes, the pigments in the cloth, it's going to hang on to orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet, but it's going to let red pass back to my eye. That's why his shirt looks red, okay? But without that light that bounces off his shirt in the first place, you can't perceive color. So the question becomes, is color a law of nature, like it would exist if there was no light? Does color really exist, or is it really just our perception? Can you get what I'm saying? Because with no color, you have no light. Correct? Yes.
Is this like,
with no light, you have no color. It's okay?
is this in the realm of like the different laws of light, like the law of gravity?
Right, yeah. We're gonna talk about wavelengths and how light works, and the reason why red looks different from green is because they have different wavelengths of light. And I promise you, we're not gonna go too nerdy on it as far as the physics part, but I have a way of breaking it down so it's super easy and anybody can assimilate it. What I love, by the way, just in case you guys don't know, I was actually a physics major for 4.5 years in college. And so after I did that and did that for a while before I graduated, you know what? I don't want to do this. I want to change to a major that also begins in the letter F. So I changed it to film. See if you guys will do that. Okay. But still, I did it for such a long time, did internships and things like that. But that's still that whole physics and math thing is still a part of me. And that's really how I approach a lot of my art, Not purely, so I'm not just doing perfect squares and the golden rectangle and Fibonacci numbers and stuff like that. But it really informs, like that's the part of art that I get jazzed by that. And because I have the art side and the physics side, I like being able to explain artistic concepts with the physics side, and then people who may have thought they could never understand wavelength and how light works. Oh, I understand that. That's not so hard. I really like that. You know, when you know, 'cause I can tell you when I was in school, you know, with calculus classes and stuff like that, I didn't have teachers who really use regular words and regular people language and give like really good examples of real world stuff. And I was never able to really grasp onto it like I wanted to. You know, and that's one of the things that I like to do is to try to make it so that the average person can understand it, not hang on, you know, complex vocabulary and you know, because it's really just all about concepts. And the concepts are usually very simple. It's just a matter of somebody explaining it to you in plain English. You know? All right. Any questions on any of this so far? Let's take a break. It's 2:03. We're gonna come back and we're gonna start talking about the. We're gonna start talking about the principles.
I'm gonna be real with y'all. Y'all is mad insane. Y'all is mad insane. And then help them out. Well, I can't do nothing to help bro out with that. You can catch cat either. You can't catch cat either. Nah, I can't catch that. Nah, I can't catch that. I'll be real with you. I'll be real with you, man. That sounds like a personal problem. That whole time, that ain't even none of my business. That ain't even none of my business. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie to you. But that's insane. When I go to strip clubs, all the girls like, then when I run out of money for the night, I don't see them no more. Dang. Hey, bro. Only thing you need to do is, man, focus on getting your future right, man. Focus on getting your future right. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. I can't say nothing else about your situation. What I want to eat today? I can't even say nothing about your situation, yeah. Me personally, I ain't gonna need comment. For sure. Peace out, bro. Mirror up. When you gonna be back? Oh, shit. When you gonna be back? Whole time, Brody just violated himself. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Thank you.
No problem. Man, you walking on slow.
Okay.
Nah, you straight. Thank you. No problem. Man, I'm trying to go grab some food, some food, man. I need some food in my system. I need some, you know, I need to nourish my body. Though, if you came back to Atlanta to but that would be nice if you came back to Atlanta. Let me have a little piece. Tight shit. Wrap it up. Wrap it up. Slide me a piece. Tay, I do not know you. Please, stop calling me that. I do not know you. I do not want you. I have a bestie. Ain't no raps over here, honey. Oh, no raps. So that mean basically you're gonna be you know what I mean? You know, okay. Look. finna go. Father of the year over there. That's a bet. I'm finna go grab some food. Finna go grab me something to eat. I gotta walk all the way down here to my car. Probably finna go get me some Mickey D's. Alright, peace out. Peace out, dingus. Peace out. Shawty like a melody in my head that I can't keep close to singing now. Na 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 every day with my eyeballs stuck in replay. Shawty like a melody in my head that I can't keep close. Got me singing now. Na 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 every day with my eyeballs stuck in replay. You did me wrong and I felt like you was right. Is that right? I'm out your way. Hold on, I'm finna hit my quick dance right quick. Get hit with that P. Tight shit, that shit was hard. I said, dang, why they pulling up on me like that, man? All right, let's go. All right, hold on, I'll be back.